I hope that you enjoy our videos, and please press like. It'll help us a lot. If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, just check below, or it can also be bought on Amazon. The Fed just cut their interest rate, their Fed funds rate, and as I understand it, they are using that to buy not all treasuries, but to buy short-term treasuries, because that can keep the total interest cost that they're dealing with at a lower level, and their hope is that over time they'll be able to get, with inflation lower, the overall interest rates on treasuries down across the board. What's of interest to me on a speculative standpoint is, if they're buying just the short-term stuff, what does that say about a 30-year treasury? Well, what it says is, I think it makes it a more interesting speculation to be short the 30-year treasury bonds. And what's of interest to that is, as more than one occasion, I've indicated that there's so much debt, and as Alasdair Macleod tells us, the whole situation could break the treasury market, in which treasury, in order to raise it's over $100 billion a week in auctions. If they have to do that, what could this do to long-term treasuries? What if we got to 6 or 7 or 8%, or even, if memory serves, the 15% for 30-year treasuries that Paul Volcker had to deal with as head of the Fed back in the 80s. And so this is causing me to get more interested in being short the 30-year treasury, and I think it could be a factor that could really break the whole interest rate market, and with it the current financial position of the administration, that, gee, we can keep interest rates low, in part because the CPI at around 3% is back to low. And I think that attitude on the part of the administration is very, very overly simplistic. Some of you have seen the chart of the performance that we have had, and there are two things I'll say about that. One is the performance is very good, but the other is very volatile. And therefore, that's another reason why, please, do your own due diligence and be very careful on making sure you do that.